Welcome to the FC Halifax Town YouTube channel, and we've got a little pre-season interview, bit of a catch-up with Matty Warburton. Matty, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Enjoyed the off time. Looking forward to getting back to it now. I think I've had maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks off it is, and yeah, I'm ready to go back now. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, what kind of things have you been up to in your sort of off time?
Staying away from football, trying to be honest, trying not to kick a ball for a fair few weeks. Body needed a bit of a rest after it. So did the mind, just to switch off from it. You know, it was a long old season and a bit of a tough way to go out. So 2.5 weeks of not doing a lot, which was definitely needed. Then went on holiday, went to Croatia. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. What a place! Come back and slowly got back into it. And I'm raring to go. We got testing on Friday, which I'm sure will be a brilliant day. But no, it's one of them where I'm really looking forward to getting back. Really looking forward to meeting the new lads and seeing what we can do this year.
Yeah, and before we do go back to sort of speaking about football, what kind of things did you get up to in Croatia?
We stayed in Dubrovnik, and it's
Right.
they have the old town down there. So walking the walls, a little kayak trip over to a few of the islands because you're not far away from them, and then a lot of the time just spent chilling out, mainly around a pool or a bar. To be perfectly honest with you, it was a well needed R&R, to be honest. But yeah, I'm so glad I got away. You know, we had our flight with TUI from Manchester Airport, so we had a bit of a stinker beforehand, thinking, are we going to get a flight? Are we going to make it on time? But it all worked out all right. So had an amazing time. Looking forward to going again next year.
Yeah, and sort of that period between the last game of the season in the playoff eliminator to now, so much has happened in between, and I think the main thing that we sort of should speak about is Chris Millington becoming the manager. And for you, Matty, how do you sort of feel about Chris Millington as the gaffer?
Oh, I'm delighted for him. I'm absolutely delighted for him. He deserves his opportunity. It proved how good of a coach he was last year to me. Not that I didn't need proving, because I've worked with him before previously at Curzon Ashton. I think what you'll get with Millie is he's quite a deep thinker about the game. He's quite methodical in his approach, and he's very honest. And I think you want those kind of things from a manager, and I think he'll do really well. I know he's going to hire people around him that will not just say yes to him; they'll challenge and try and stretch him. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, Pete's moved on. Fair play. He's done really well. Probably took us as far as maybe he thought he could, which is absolutely fine. And you know, Millie's been with him every single step of the way. You know, they've been working together, and now it's Millie's turn. So now I'm looking forward to it. I don't think there'll be too much of a changeover in terms of the way the working week will work. We'll be in for training. Training will be precise and working on things that we always do. But I'm sure he'll have his own spin on things, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we'll attack that in pre-season.
And where were you when you sort of found out about the news of Chris Millington being the new gaffer?
I think I was cooking. I was in my kitchen cooking, and then I got a Twitter notification. Well, not a Twitter. I was just scrolling on Twitter, and it popped up, and I was like, all right, okay then. I was quite happy with that. You know, you always, as a player, you're always looking out for, is there somebody that you've worked with before who's coming in for it? And we all know Millie, so we all know what to kind of expect. It's more now, I think a lot of lads will be nervous going back in on Thursday or Friday with the fear of the unknown, of not knowing a new manager coming in, but we all know him really well, and it carries on the continuity of the club. I think a lot of fans were happy with the appointment because they can see that the progress that the club has made on and off the pitch in the last few years. So yeah, I think I was in the middle of cooking and found that one out, and I was obviously delighted.
Yeah. Speak about fear, and of course, like you say, the players and your teammates won't have that fear factor because, you know, they know who Chris Millington is. But going back into training, going back into pre-season, is there a fear there of, you know, tests, running, and all this that you're gonna have to do now for you know, the next couple of weeks? Yeah, on the waters already.
It's more that pre-season's a horrible one because last year wasn't too bad. It was mainly all football based, and I'm sure it'll probably be the same this year. And if the gaffer's listening to this, I'm hoping he's agreeing with me. But yeah, we've got testing Thursday, Friday, which is all about your body fats, your the plyometrics in terms of how well you can move, your jumping, and then you've got obviously the fitness test at the end of that, was one that everyone dreads. But you know, I'm 30 years of age now, so I've had my fair few pre-seasons, and it's just about getting through the day. Just get through that day, and then it'll be nice and easy. Well, not nice and easy, but it gets a bit easier. But yeah, it's more fear of the unknown of what tests you're going to do, because I've turned up some pre-seasons and they've been absolute beasts. So fingers crossed we all do really well on Thursday and Friday, and we prove our fitness, and we go into the new season flying. But I can't lie, I'm not looking forward to Thursday and Friday. I'm looking forward to Saturday, because that says football day on our schedule. Now, whether that will be a football day, we'll see. But Thursday and Friday could be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, but how much are you looking forward to the new season, getting back into it?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm you know, I've seen a few bits on Twitter and whatnot about signings and whatnot, but I'm really optimistic, and I think everybody from fans to management to media should be optimistic. You know, we lost a lot of players prior to my arrival at the start of last summer. You know, you can go over a few of those names. You know, you had top goal scorer, your right back who got in team of the league, a number 10 that was flourishing, and you lost those. Obviously brought a new batch of players in, finished 4th in the league, did extremely well. And you know, I know fans get a little bit disappointed when they lose these players like your Billy Waters, you know, and Tyrells and your Tom Bradburys. But ultimately, I'm excited to see who we bring in. I'm looking forward to meeting Sam and Jack and whoever else is coming back. But also, I think there's a reason to be optimistic, because the lads that we've retained, you know, you've retained Jack Senior, you've retained Kieran Green, Summers, Sam Johnson. The list is endless about players that we've retained. You know, Jesse and Keane, I've not even spoken about. Lads that have been out and out starters, we've retained them. And I think with a season that they've just had under their belt, there's no reason why we can't be up there again, as long as we keep standards extremely high like they were last year. I'm extremely excited to be a part of it, and probably one of the older ones in the group now.
Just speaking about the lads that have come in, you know, Sam Smart and Jack Hunter, for those lads when they do come in, and for you guys that are already here, what's the sort of plan? What kind of happens there? Does the manager sort of introduce you to those boys straight away and they get added into a group chat, or do you have to wait until, you know, that first week of training, then you meet them and then they get put into a group chat, that kind of thing? How does that sort of work, really, Matty?
It's different everywhere you go. I think with our place, they'll get added into the lads WhatsApp group on the first day of training. It'll be one of me or the other boys that will add them in, and then it'll just be a case of just introducing yourself. Lads will go around, introduce themselves. I've played against Sam Smart a couple of times. I know what he's all about. He seems like a really nice lad. I don't know much about Jack, but looking forward to meeting him and getting to know him. But yeah, it's just a case of breaking the ice as early as you can when you come into a new club, and finding some common ground and whatnot to have chats, and they'll be absolutely fine. You know, the group that they're coming into is an extremely welcoming group, and last year it was one of the best groups I've ever worked with. I felt at home right from the very first session last year, and I'm sure these boys will do as well coming in. So no, and then I think they're already in the staff WhatsApp group, but not a lot says in there. So they'll come into the boys WhatsApp group on Saturday, I would have thought.
Brilliant. And how will you help the players, you know, that have come in? Because, you know, you were in those boots. Boots. I'm going to say shoes, but we're talking so football. In those, you know, I'm going to say boots. In those boots last season when you joined. Yeah. You were in those boots last season when you joined. So what? How are you going to sort of help the boys sort of come in and embed into the club?
Just have a chat with them as soon as they get there, and let them know where things are. I think that's one of the important things, is that you kind of know your place in terms of where you should put things, what changing room should you be in, what should you turn up into in training, do we have shower facilities, food after training, all that kind of stuff. So let them know what the club's all about, and just make sure that they don't miss a beat with anything. I'm pretty sure they'll be switched on lads anyway, and they'll ask all the right questions. But no, it's just about just speaking to them and making them feel at ease, which I'm sure everybody in the group will do anyway. I remember my session from last year. I spoke to Summer straight from the off, Sam Johnson, Billy I knew anyway, Harvey had common grounds with him because of Stockport. So these things, I don't think there's anything for them to fear. But no, I'll just make sure that they say hello and whatnot, and make sure that they know I'm on penalties next year.
And that's, for the new players. What about the new teams that are in, the Vanarama National League next season? You've got Oldham Athletics, Scunthorpe United, Gateshead, York City, Dorking Wanderers and Maidstone. What do you sort of know about those clubs that have come in to the league?
Not a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. Oldham, I think I scored my second ever professional goal against at Boundary Park. So nice little bit of history there. I'll be wanting to repeat that again. But no, I don't know much about them. They've obviously had a tough year last year, Scunthorpe and Oldham, and I'll be looking to bounce back straight away. But it's a tough league, a really tough league. Obviously, with Southend that dropped down the year before, they've obviously need a year to kind of establish themselves, and I'm sure they'll kick on. But in terms of the southern teams that have come up, your Dorking and your Maidstone, I don't know much about them. I think I've played against Maidstone years ago, but again, whether that'll do us any help in the future, I'm not too sure. And then Gateshead, never played against them, never been up there.
Right.
York, I think last time I played against York, I think I scored. I think I got a hat trick. So I know a little bit about York. I'm looking forward to going to their new ground. I think they'll be a good addition to the league. They're a big club, and probably a bit of a sleeping giant in the league below. So they'll want to try and get back-to-back promotions, I'm sure of that. And they've got a really good manager. So I don't have loads of knowledge. My knowledge will probably improve over the season. But no, it's nice to have some new teams into the league and some fresh blood.
Just lastly then, Matt, just to sort of end on, I'll let you sort of take the lead and give a little message to the fans.
No, I just want them to back us, and I'll start again, to back us as well as they did last year. I thought last year they were tremendous. When you're attacking that south stand, there's a reason why we scored so many late goals attacking that end, and away from home as well. The support has been absolutely magnificent. We just love it to continue. I love hearing the drum behind the goal, and it helps out the lads more than they realise. So I'm looking forward to getting back in front of them and hopefully putting some more smiles on faces.